Tracy, if you'll just let me know when everybody has been admitted, that way I can start.
Okay, sure thing. Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Chelsea Tryon. I am the principal at Stafford High School. You are joining us tonight for our information session for our EPIC Center, and EPIC stands for Engineering Professions and Industries of Construction. You are here to learn and to be able to gather some additional information so you can make an informed decision about our center. We are recording this meeting, so if you are continuing to stay on, then you are consenting to being a part of this recording. Please keep your microphone off and turn your camera off. If you have questions, please type that into the chat along with your email address, so that way there's an opportunity for us to be able to follow up with you after the fact if we want to share some additional information. So the purpose of us going to these centers is to really provide our students, all of our students in Stafford County, opportunities for rigorous instruction, meaningful post-secondary outcomes and choices, obviously the safe and engaging, welcoming environment for everyone, but really that high expectations and academic excellence. And at EPIC, we're going to talk tonight about what we offer and how that kind of sets us apart from the other schools. With us tonight, I want to take a moment to introduce the staff that are with us. Tammy Thomas is our CTE department chair at Stafford High School. I also have Dr. Francie Baker. She's a teacher at Stafford High School, and she's familiar with our engineering curriculum. I have Mr. Dan Harding. He's our carpentry teacher and construction trades teacher. And then we have Dia Green and Tracy Chestnut, and they are members of our central office team who also work out of our CTE office. They're going to be facilitating the remainder of this presentation tonight. And then at the end, when we open this up to questions, they will be directing those questions to the people that I just introduced.
Thank you so much, Principal Tryon, for that welcome. We're going to go ahead and continue with our presentation this evening for the EPIC Center. And we want to congratulate all the students and families that are here that have applied through our lottery process and have been accepted. Confirmations for individuals will begin on a rolling process beginning on February 21st, 2024. And this evening, we're going to go through the program overview, the sequence of courses, different logistics regarding transportation and next steps. And then as Principal Tryon mentioned, please, if you have any questions, we ask you to put your email address and your question inside of the chat. And just to be able to control our bandwidth, we ask, unless you're presenting, to please turn off your camera and to turn off your mic throughout the presentation. So we're going to talk about, we're going to start our conversation regarding the engineering pathway. And that engineering pathway consists of a few areas. The first, or the two pathways that are available at Stafford schools, at Stafford High School, is the first is construction trades. And the second is engineering. So there's two pathways at Stafford High School in the EPIC Specialty Center, and that includes construction trades and engineering. We're going to talk first about engineering, and the areas that you see there in gray represent the courses that are specific to the Career and Technical Education Specialty Center courses, and then the other courses that make the entire sequence. These include, in freshman year, we start with engineering and exploration, technical drawing and design, and then we continue in 10th grade with engineering analysis and application, engineering drawing and design, engineering studies. And then in 12th grade, in 11th grade, we continue with engineering studies. And then finally in 12th grade, we culminate our high school experience with the engineering practicum and then dual enrollment classes, including Foundations of Engineering, as well as the other DE engineering course. And you'll see that information here also outlined with those specific career and technical education courses. And it's really valuable for students in this engineering cohort to be present in class. There's so much valuable information and feedback from students that are present in class. They learn from one another in this project-based program, and it's essential for them to be in class in order to fully be able to ascertain the knowledge and mastery, as well as gain the appropriate credit for each one of these classes. These courses are all 1 credit each, so that translates to 1 class block that will meet on an X day or a Y day, which is every other day. Ms. Chestnut has put our program of study inside the chat. Please utilize that hyperlink to our program of study, which is our catalog of all of the courses that we offer here in Stafford Schools. And you can go specifically to that engineering or the construction trades cohort to identify these courses and see their descriptions in more detail.
Next, we have the construction trades pathway. In 9th grade, all the students will take construction trades 1. And then in 10th grade, they will choose a specialty area, whether it be carpentry, drafting, electrical, masonry, HVAC, or plumbing. And that will continue on. It's a course sequence. So they'll start in 10th grade and go through 11th grade and 12th grade. HVAC and plumbing are new for us, and we are in the process of obtaining those courses. But for next year, for 9th graders, they will all be in the construction trades course. Here's an overview of the courses. Carpentry 1, 2, and 3 are all 2 credits each, and that means they are 2 class blocks meeting on an X or a Y day. Drafting is a 1 credit course, drafting 1, and drafting 2 and 3 are 2 credits as well, where it's 1 class block that meets every single day. So we just want you to be aware of the time of the classes, and attendance is important to not miss any instruction and how it fits into your schedule. For electricity and masonry, each of the course sequences 1, 2, and 3 are all 2 credits each, and it's the same thing as 2 full class blocks meeting at every X day or Y day. And again, we just want you to be aware that does take up block time in the student's schedule, and we want them to be able to be there on time and in class so they don't miss any instruction. Then our 2 new courses will be HVAC and plumbing. And they are the very first one, plumbing 1 and HVAC 1 are 1 credit class, and then they will continue on as the sequence goes for the next 2 years. The safety and work-based learning for these programs, the students must successfully complete the 10-hour OSHA safety course and comply with all OSHA standards throughout the courses to be eligible to continue on to the next sequence. Students are also provided the opportunity to work on the construction of a new home through the Boots program, bringing occupational opportunities to students. And this is a picture of the most current house that the Boots students built and put on the market and sold. So it's a beautiful home, and students will have an opportunity to work on that through this program.
So going into some of the logistics regarding the lottery process, the first round of notifications for individuals that were accepted into either one of these pathways was distributed on February 5th, 2024. A selection of individuals for first selection will conclude on February 21st. Each student will have 16 days between their first notification and their final deadline. We encourage you to log into your School Mint link, which is now inside the chat, to identify your status. Will click on the View Submitted Application, and if you have received a place of acceptance or on the wait list, those updates do come to your email address or your phone if it has text message ability that you identified in your lottery application. Accepting an offer does decline all other offers, including waitlists. If you receive an offer after February 5th, so let's say a student receives an acceptance today on February 14th, that student will have 16 days from that acceptance to accept or decline. So that will be March 1st. Keep in mind, if students do not accept or decline at that deadline date, the student will be automatically declined. Again, to check your School Mint account, the link is inside of the chat. Regarding transportation for this program, any rising 9th and 10th graders that accept an offer to attend the EPIC Specialty Center will be required to transfer to Stafford High School. Rising 11th and 12th graders may have the choice to either travel from their base school to Stafford High School, or they may choose to transfer to the school. Transportation will be provided whether the student is a travel student from a base school to their program school of Stafford High School, or if they go full-time to Stafford High School, transportation will be provided between the home and school. We'll have more information regarding transportation and times later this spring or summer. Additional information regarding students that are interested in participating in sports or clubs and activities is included on this slide. Students who transfer become full-time members of Stafford High School if they're part of the EPIC Center. Students who leave the center or program will return to their zone school. Students wishing to transfer into a different pathway at their center may make their requests if space is available. This scheduling will be completed by the counseling team at that school. Again, if you have any questions, we encourage you to put those inside the chat, and we'll be able to answer those now. We are so grateful to have professional educators here on the chat, and we'll offer them to unmute if some of those questions are ones that they can answer, and we'll be happy to answer some of the logistics. And if there's questions that we can't answer, we'll still offer that you can always go to the academic programs at staffordschools.net website. So the first question we have is, my son wants to pursue computer engineering in college. How will this engineering program help in his pathway? So I will go back into the course sequence and take a look at these courses. And my recommendation is for you and your student to look at the course descriptions and see if that is something that sparks your student's interest. The detailed course descriptions, again, are available inside the program of studies. So looking at the program of study and looking at those course descriptions will give you a better idea if those courses would help meet your students' post-secondary needs. Dr. Baker, are you here to be able to add some more information to that?
Yeah, so with our EPIC Center, we're not targeted to any particular specific area of engineering. So we're not strictly mechanical, we're not strictly like environmental or electrical, mechatronics, anything like that. We're not saying we're locking students into a choice. And a lot of the times as students progress through these beginning courses, they may find that they might want to change what they're deciding to do. So you can kind of consider those early engineering courses as supporting foundation for any engineering they choose to pursue, and additionally may help open up more pathways they might be interested in and that kind of thing. All of our courses will help prep them for college level academics. So even if they get through the program, they're like, hey, I didn't change my mind, but I didn't really get the specific engineering thing that I was looking for, they still have that development through that engineering practicum where they can select their specific topic that they can work on, and they'll still get a very good broad foundation set for skills.
Thank you, Dr. Baker. Another question inside the chat says, it was previously mentioned that students would automatically be transferred to Stafford. Do we do it ourselves by going to Stafford, or will the county do it? So once the student has been accepted and committed via the lottery, that process will internally happen with Stafford schools. And you will get a confirmation from Stafford High School with that verification. So you don't have to go and formally transfer your student. Thank you for your question. How many electives are available in a standard diploma? So there are 32 opportunities in high school to take classes. We run on a block schedule on X and Y days. So there are 32 opportunities for students to take in high school. So as far as the specific electives, the electives vary by the student's interests and their requirements of their required courses and their verified credit. I would encourage you to reach out to your counselor to add about specific elective for your student. But as far as the graduation requirement for all students, that information is found inside our program of study. Is there an instructor that would like to add on to that? Okay.
I was going to say, I can speak to that, Ms. Green. Okay. Honestly, you should reach out to your student's counselor to receive that additional information, but it's 26 credits are required for an advanced studies diploma. And so those are required courses, 26 of them. And so then you get to fill them with the other electives to reach that 32 credit opportunities that Ms. Green was speaking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this parent was actually asking for a standard diploma. So that's an advanced diploma. Can you speak a little bit on the standard diploma requirements, Principal Tryon?
Sure. So that's 22 credit opportunities.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, we encourage you for that specific question regarding the students' electives to reach out to their counselor. Are there any additional questions? Please feel free to put them inside the chat. If you're interested in receiving this presentation directly, if you put your email address inside the chat, we'll be happy to share this with you, but it will be available on the Stafford School Specialty Center website as well. There's a question in the chat that asks, the teachers and curriculum in place for all the courses being offered in the pathway to, are the teachers and curriculum in place? In the first meeting we went to, they said the other classes outside of the pathway would be geared towards engineering. Are those courses and teachers in place? When you say in place, do you mean like hired and prepared? That's where I'm gleaning. I just want to make sure I'm in prepared to teach. I just want to make sure that I'm answering the question that you're asking. Yes. Okay. So I'll go specifically program by program. So for engineering, we are so grateful that we have Dr. Baker here on the line that's here, and she's going to be participating in his she's an engineer, so she's going to be supporting with our dual enrollment in some of our higher level courses. And we just have 2 instructors that are endorsed and certified at Stafford High School to teach the 9th and 11th grade. So at this time, I'm very excited to say that we are fully staffed for the engineering program, and the competencies for all of these courses have been identified and designed by the Virginia Department of Education. We do create opportunities for our professional educators to utilize their skills and background to enhance that learning from those competencies, to ensure that the learning that the students are doing is competitive with the current job market and innovative and interesting to the student. So that's an evolving process because we want to concentrate on learning and not just teaching. So really excited to say that for that, we do have those staff there. And as far as construction trades, really excited that for HVAC and plumbing, we have identified some supports in our community of various individuals that are eligible to teach these courses. And this particular sequence, they won't actually formally be inside HVAC and plumbing until year 2 and 3. So we're still a little bit off from that, to have some time to be able to hire someone. But in our Stafford County community, we do have various individuals that are interested in supporting with that program. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. If you have the direct question, please feel free to reach out to that academics at, go back to that slide, that academics programs at staffordschools.net, and we'll be happy to answer any individual questions. Let's see. I'm a graduate of civil engineering, never practiced, and would like to know if enrolling in this pathway is best, if the student knows they would like to pursue engineering, or is it designed to cater to students who excel in math and science? That's an excellent question. And I would like to, I'm going to volley that over to Dr. Baker, if you could speak a little bit about it. I think she kind of shared in a beginning presentation that this is going to be a general engineering program. For students that want to participate in various facets of engineering, but I will pause so Dr. Baker can speak to that further.
Yeah, so we're not locking in 14-year-olds into saying you must be an engineer by coming into the program. Certainly, if you want to be an engineer, having a solid foundation and love of math and science is very important. However, if you are weaker in math and science, does not say you can't do it. It's just to say that, hey, through this center, you will have an opportunity to be cohorted with kids that may be stronger in those things and you may be weaker in it, or you may also excel in it. And it can be a really great time for them to learn and grow together through this program. And if they end up not wanting to be an engineer, they still got a really valuable education where they learned how to work with a team and solve wicked problems and high expectations and all this good stuff that they can get. So even if they're on the fence about it, or if they're someone who's like, I'm going to do engineering, this better be engineering focused, it will kind of cater to both sides of that aspect. And as it develops, it will, like, we're going to have these very specific students, and as teachers we're very good at differentiating what we need and adapting to those students. So maybe one year we'll have students that the entire class is, we all want to be mechanical engineers, and that opens us up to saying, okay, we can pursue more of these projects. Or maybe we'll have a lot of computer engineers and we can open up more of those projects. So it's not something that is locked in. We will follow our Virginia Department of Education requirements for our courses, but we do have flexibility in what we will pursue and help cater those students and support them where they need it and help them blossom where they already excel.
Awesome. Thank you so much. The next question, this is a great question. How does all these have been great questions. Thank you so much. And again, we want to offer, if you have specific questions about your student, we encourage you to reach out to your school's counseling department for specific questions, and also to the academic programs at staffordschools.net email address. But we're happy to answer program specific questions tonight. How does this program curriculum differ from the stat engineering program? That's a great question.
I can speak to that for a few moments, Ms. Green.
Thank you.
The engineering pathways are making connections to the specialty centers. So the existing STAT engineering pathway is based on Project Lead the Way curriculum. And with the aerospace course, it can be connected to the future specialty center that will be at North Stafford High School. The EPIC Center engineering pathway is based on the Virginia approved four-year core sequence. And with the long time history of Stafford High School hosting the skilled trades program and the boots houses, the new engineering pathway is aligned with the skilled and construction trades. And students will take these course sequences leading up to the final one with the practicum, and they will be on teams, and they will present a team project to a panel of industry recognized members. And if Dr. Baker has anything further to add, but that is to offer another engineering pathway in the county with over 31,000 students to give more opportunities for students to explore.
Absolutely. So the next question inside the chat asks if my student has SPED courses, will there be enough electives available to fill his SPED electives and electrician electives? What I can offer is that students that receive any accommodations, they will be supported fully in ensuring that their accommodations are met. And we will ensure that students have opportunity to be able to be supported with their academic needs. For specific questions regarding a student and accommodations, I would encourage you to connect with the case manager for your student to collaborate to make sure that there's a transition plan in place for your students from middle school to high school. But all of these programs are designed to ensure that all students are able to be supported in the way that they learn. How many students will be in the construction trades classes? So several of the courses have OSHA requirements, and OSHA is a safety regulation by the federal government, and they have a cap of 20 students. Now, again, that's by class, not section. So the class could have 20 students, but it could be multiple sections of the class. You're welcome. We thank you so much, Stafford School families, for coming and getting more information about our fantastic EPIC program. We have about 2 minutes. We'll continue to answer questions. Please feel free to put those in the chat with your email address. And those of you that have added your email addresses, will be sure to ensure that you get a copy of this presentation. And it'll also be available on the Specialty Center website. That is so good to know. We hope that all of our students are excited and find their path of, creating opportunities to enjoy learning and to be able to get a glimpse of what post-secondary life might look like. And to begin to do that as early as possible is simply for exposure, to be able to have these experiences. So we're excited to know that there are students that are excited. Thank you so much for your questions. It is our formal presentation is closed. We encourage you again, if you have any questions specifically about the Specialty Center or logistics, we encourage you to email at academicprograms@staffordschools.net. If you don't have any more questions, you're welcome to leave the meet. We'll stay on for about 1 more minute to see if there's any additional questions inside the chat. Mr. Harding or any of our other EPIC instructors, if you want to, we'll take a moment now to unmute you to make sure if you had any final things to add, feel free to
Okay, sure.
unmute now.
Yeah, so we're still rotating every quarter with construction trades. Is that correct?
That's the plan so far, is what we've heard.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of,
Well, yeah, that's definitely something that we'll have some great conversations to evolve the program and to
Right.
ensure that all of our students get exposure. And so we'll continue to have those conversations, Mr. Harding.
okay. Yeah. So, I think that's real important for students coming in that don't know exactly. I mean, there's a handful of students that know they want to be electricians or HVAC, or, carpenters, but most of them, as we've talked about before, they don't really know, and they're not sure about our teaching styles and what we're leading them to do. So I don't know. That would be something I would really hope that we still are able to do, just because I think a lot of our best students, didn't really have an idea of what they wanted to do till they actually got in our classes. So
Yeah.
you know,
We love the exploration piece of that, and the rotation. What Mr. Harding's referring to is in the construction trades ninth grade experience, the students have had the opportunity to explore the various elements of construction trades, and there's evolution now, and so we're having conversations with instructors in ensuring that those students still have that exposure, because as Mr. Harding said, they don't know what they don't know, and they may not know what masonry is. And once they get exposure, they are really invested. So we partner and champion that with you, Mr. Harding, and really excited to get exposure for students.
okay.
All right. Mhm.
Also, like you were saying, Dia, as far as SPED programs are concerned, we do differentiate our instruction quite a bit, to the point where we can, it's a really good class for, a student that just is really a hands-on.
Mm.
Not everybody's a book learner or an online learner.
Mm.
So really, it really gives them an opportunity to realize what they're capable of. So we're going to keep that going. So
Absolutely. Thank you so much for continuing this and continuing to have this, to share your expertise with the students of Stafford Schools, because we know that the work that is learned there is vital for our skilled trades. So at this time, we're going to end the presentation. Thank you, families, all so much. Again, if you're interested in participating in any additional questions, feel free to email at academicprograms@staffordschools.net.